Hello, Ben. I pushed the wrong button. Hello, Ben. Nope, that's not it
Hello.
either. That's okay. We can just look
Try
at
the
Final
other one.
Fight this whole time. Hello, Ben. Nope, that's not it. Hang on.
I like that it ends in the Bay Area, as
Hello.
most things do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where everyone goes to retire. You know, it's like people work their whole lives to get to someplace nice in life, and the Bay Area. That's where it is. That's the story of Final Fight, right?
Yeah. A mayor in his old age moves him and his daughter
Mm-hmm.
to the Bay so he can enjoy some avocado toast.
Yeah. That's where this is where this the real San Francisco treat. That's what they're calling it now.
Yeah, now people can't stop talking about this avocado
Yeah.
toast stuff
Like,
now.
man, it's just everywhere. When was the last time you had any kind of avocado or any kind of toast or any kind of avocado toast?
I had some avocado on my breakfast sandwich this morning. It's the first time I had it in a long time, but I bought
Nice.
some because I knew we were going to make a bean bake that I wanted to put some avocado on.
We are
Put them in a paper bag, got them all nice and mushy.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are feeding the baby some avocado from time to time, and she loves it. She cannot get enough avocado.
It's perfect. Now that you mentioned it, it's good baby food. It doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own. It's very mushy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very
It's
very
perfect.
mushy. It's a little fatty. You know, you're always trying to like
Yeah.
gotta fatten this kid up. Put some rolls on this baby.
Get some meat on them bones.
Exactly. Exactly. Some meat on them bones. So yeah, she's been getting avocado every couple of days here. Just some a fun treat, I guess. Welcome to the show. Hi. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Hey, thanks for having me. Did you play the song?
Hang on. Let me. I think I. Here's the.
I won't be able to hear it, so I'm only assuming that.
Champagne. Stick it up, yo.
It's a little quiet this week, you know, just a kind of a mellow vibe.
Yeah, it's sometimes I could use mellow vibes.
Yeah, it's how are you holding up? How I'm having, like I said on the Bombcast, I'm definitely having days where I'm like fantasizing about going to work, which seems fucking crazy. But here we are. It's the baby was sick, and so that was a very stressful thing on top of all this other stuff. And I'm starting to have a lot of thoughts about like, man, things are never going to be the same ever again. This is not going to, I mean, not that it's going to be like this. I'm not like, we're going to be trapped here for like, or anything like that. But there's definitely like
it's not like we're going to like, oh, time to walk outside and everyone's back to normal the way it was.
Yeah. That's why I like getting emails and stuff saying like, we're still looking at having PAX go off in September. And I'm like, well, yeah, maybe by September there'll be, I would presume by September I would have gone back into an office, at least on an occasional basis, if not a regular one. But then I just think about like, would I get on a plane and go to Seattle in September? That doesn't sound like something I would do.
I don't want to go to an airport until next year minimum.
Yeah, I think that's kind of you know, like PAX is. I think I got the swine flu at PAX. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like that stuff's just weighing on me in a weird way. Like I think that's like a lot of this stuff is just kind of like weighing on everything in a weird way. You know, it's like I know people who applied for all the small business loans and got denied because the money was all gone, and like I'm super pissed about like how all that shit went. And so there's just a lot of widespread anger at how a lot of this stuff has been handled at a federal level.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the idea that states are getting together, and then like, do we have a cool flag yet? Like what? What is that?
What would be on the? So it's California, Nevada, Washington.
Yeah, it would be a surfboard made out of weed.
Or like a weed leaf wearing sunglasses,
Uh-huh.
smoking a joint on a surfboard, but he's also got like a Starbucks cup of
Yeah,
coffee.
a weed leaf smoking a joint is a real like cannibalistic thing. That's like kind of
Cannabislistic, Jeff, please.
yeah, okay, right. What if it was the rapper Cannabis on a surfboard? He's not he's Canadian, but that's that fits the
I'm
vibe.
sure he would appreciate the work.
Yeah, at this point, like, and he's he loves the internet, so he'd fit right in to Silicon Valley.
My biggest problem right now is I've been trying to use Amazon less just in general.
Yeah.
Because of, well, there's many reasons one would choose to do that.
Sure.
But it's really been putting a hamper on me replacing things
Mhm.
that I am breaking. I'm using a lot of stuff hard because you're home every day. Like my favorite pair of headphones broke here, and you can see I've tried to
Oh yeah,
fix them, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like I got to replace those, and I got to get a bunch of new kitchen stuff, and
yeah, it's there's definitely been a certain aspect of just like, okay, what do we really need? And then is there stuff that we certainly want, or like there's definitely the parts where I'm just like, oh, it'd be cool to have one of those, especially to fuck around with while all this is going on, and then you're like, maybe now is not the time. It's been interesting, like I said, because I'm still getting all these emails from all these brands that are just like, here's more limited edition shoes for you to buy and not wear, and I'm like, no, what? Like, and that just conceptually,
have you read a newspaper?
Right, it just conceptually seems like the craziest shit of just like, yes, let me get the Air Jordans, yes, hook me up with these Yeezys. I'm just like, fucking no, man, come on. And yeah, I don't know, but there's also this feeling of just like, man, I bet once this problem is like solved, no one's going to learn shit. It's going to go right back to how, like, everything is just going to go right back into exactly how it was. And there's a part of me though that's just like, man, am I ever going to shake anyone's hand ever again? That doesn't seem like a cool thing to be doing. Let's get away from that. That's probably something we should finally like do away with. But like there's going to be a bunch of fucking motherfuckers out there that are either like they're gonna make it a point to shake hands, or they're gonna be like, oh, I just don't even think about it. Like, of course we shake hands. That's
like, oh, you don't. Oh, come on. The flu kills more people.
Yeah, there'll be people that like make a point to just like it's their fucking like, I can't believe like not shaking hands will become the happy holidays of fucking greetings. And
it's the same feeling of like the people who are way too over aggressive with hugs. It's like I'm fine. I'm fine with a hug. I'm not fine with like if I barely know somebody and they're like, no, come on, bring it in. We bring it in around here. Where I'm from, we like to hug.
Yeah, and the peer pressure around that of just like, okay, yeah, I guess we do hug, because there's like people that like, there's like people when I see them, I would want to hug them.
Yeah. What if we walk around with like little fake hands or something?
Okay.
And that way we can have like a handshake where like you kind of just hook into each other's hooks and
then you both throw them down at the same time. And then the ground is just
birds
covered.
Love them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Birds love them. Or what if birds hate them, but they eat them and it makes their stomach explode, like Alka-Seltzer. And then we're like solving this like bird problem. Is there a bird problem? There's probably a bird problem.
The problem is that we have birds.
Yeah. I had to there was a deceased bird out back yesterday that I don't like, an animal brought it there. It did not die there because it had been there for a while, and there were some bugs and things collecting on the bird, and I had to handle that, and I felt very sad moving this dead bird into the trash. I was just like, man, this is, oh, poor little guy. I got really choked up about this bird. It was a very distressing situation, but that's just how it went.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot more birds. Like it's been a lot more nature-y. There's been a lot more squirrels running around out in our yard and stuff. I heard our dog bark for the first time since we had her almost a year.
Oh, wow.
Barked at some squirrels.
Yeah. It was like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, something like that. And it was just this giant helicopter noise. Like helicopters fly over here, like, fairly regularly, but I don't know if it's just because it was
like
late
over your house specifically.
Yeah, with the light shining down. Like, what are you doing in there? Stop with the meth.
We saw your neighbor cleared out those trees. We're going to.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Coming to.
Fuck. Like, it's inevitable that we're just gonna get into some fucking horrible fight with this neighbor. Like, I'm like talking quieter in case the neighbor can. There's gonna come a time when we're gonna fucking fight with the neighbor over property lines and dumb shit, and I'm so not looking forward to it. But that's just how everything has to be fucking at a 10 at all times. No fucking relaxation ever. I don't know. Stressful. Everything's stressful, and it weighs on everything all the time. It's weird. You'd think that it would be like, oh well, it's you'd like, oh well, hey, it's just like it's work from home. This easy, right? You don't even have to get dressed, and there's definitely an aspect of that. And I feel very lucky to be in a position to be able to work from home and all that other stuff, of course. But at the same time, it's bizarre. It feels bad a lot of the time. I get this feeling in my stomach, just like I said, I'm literally fucking having sick fantasies about The Office, which is disgusting.
Yeah, we were watching What We Do in the Shadows, and there's a character who was like in an office, just walking around the office and like making coffee and stuff, and there were cubicles, and I was just looking at it with this like fondness.
Yeah. It's like I see people post pictures onto social media of like them outside with someone else. And of course, obviously, it's like an old photo because they're just like, I missed this. And I just look at it and my reaction is like one of just like revulsion. It's like, ugh, why are you outside near a person? What are you doing? Like, I feel this like this, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird. It's all weird. And I think the thing I'm realizing is that it's always going to be, this will be a dividing line for a lot of things. In the same way that 9/11 was, of just like, oh, this is how we do things now. For like airports, I guess would probably be the easiest thing to point to there.
Yeah.
Of just like, oh, now we take our shoes off, and everyone has just accepted that that's how you get on a plane.
And people like me who never went on a plane before 9/11 are just going to grow up thinking that's the norm.
Exactly.
Normal.
Like, dude, before that, if you wanted to meet someone at the airport, you could park your car, go through security, and meet them at the fucking gate.
Wow.
You could stand in there all the way past security and just hang out and be like, I want to get these duty-free fucking deals, man. Like, you could just go. And that was okay. You could just fucking go.
Wow.
You can't
Sounds
do
like
that.
Dreamland.
Yeah, no. The ability to wait in these lines to go through security. Yeah, it's never, and well, whatever. We could talk about airports the whole fucking time. The idea that now they're like, if you pay us enough money, we'll let you leave your shoes on is the most fucking scum ass fucking thing. But also, when we get back to flying on planes again one of these days, I probably will pull the trigger on flying. I've been meaning to for a while. I'm always like, I don't fly enough to make it a priority, but I fly just enough to where I'm like, I should fucking do this because lines at the airport are fucking terrible. Anyway, hi everybody. We're here hanging out. We got some voicemails lined up. You can call us at 707-EXIT-FLU if you want to get at us with your voice. But we're also here in the chat. If you use the Ask a Question button at the top of the chat, we will see your questions, such as, oh God. Paul W. Graham, speaking of random, no, I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read about a dead animal. I'm not going to know. No more dead animal talk. It's crazy enough. Dead television talk, though. 2 Walrus writes in and says, I've got a 32-inch Sony Trinitron. I found a 32-inch Sony Trinitron on the side of the road. I scooped it up and it worked like a charm. I've got my old SNES hooked up to it right now. Have you ever lucked into something cool like that?
No.
Now, when we were lucky, we lived near a supermarket when I was growing up, and garbage from that place would blow up on our lawn, but sometimes money would. And so I found I believe it was $50. I found a $50 bill on my front lawn.
Hey.
Yeah. Which when I was like 8 or whatever it was all the money in the damn world. And I used it to buy Pac-Man for the Atari 800.
Hey.
Yeah. But like my Missile Command machine that I was trying to pawn off on Brad, that was found at the dumps. Someone was taking that to the dump. And someone at the dump knows that knew at the time that my dad liked some stuff. There's some things that my dad would want to know about. So the guy took it to my dad and said, "This seems like something you would want." And he went, "Yeah." And he gave it to me. It didn't work, but it just needed to be cleaned out. Like it was just like sometimes on old arcade machines, you just need to tap the chips a little bit. And so I just tightened up the connections by tapping on it some and blew the air out of it and all this other stuff, and it turned right on and worked. So that's probably the fucking craziest, though I did not find it directly, I suppose. That was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. Let's take a voicemail. I gotta go over here. And I gotta turn this up because I couldn't hear it real well when I had to turn up.
Turn up.
Hey Zach, hey Glenn. If this was an alternate reality and you guys had different names, what would they be?
If this was an alternate reality and we had different names, what would they be?
Yeah, he called us, I think, Jake and Glenn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think he's figured it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, did your parents ever tell you, "Oh, you were almost named something else," or?
Not really. My dad did a couple of times, but he was always joking. As a kid, I wanted to be named Tron. Once Tron came out, I was like...
Also, Tron Gerstmann is a pretty cool name.
Yeah. So...
That rolls off the tongue real
No,
well.
I don't know. I don't know. The thing with my name is that there was always another Jeff at school, and so I always had to be Jeff G. I always had to be, there was a while that there was 3 Jeffs, and one of them spelled his name the other way, the weird way, and so that was it was just I don't know. I was never I was never particularly attached to my own name. So, I don't know. I could kind of go with whatever.
I kicked around a couple of years ago. What if I just started going by Benjamin instead? But that would never work because there's been people I've known for 30 years who wouldn't make this. Well, some would make the switch out of respect, but then I wouldn't expect most of them to. And then the other one was I just love the 1-2 hit of Ben Pack, like the 2 one-syllable names.
The
just
boom
hit.
boom, that's definitely. I think a lot of people go through that with people that they are friends with since childhood, like a lot of Billies that become Bills or William, but used to still call him Billy because Billy from the old school. That sort of shit. I think that probably makes some sense. But Benjamin it's long. It's a long name. It's a lot of letters.
But it sticks in your mouth longer, so it's like a...
So what if you just kind of met in the middle and just started going by Benji?
I'm not... I feel like I need like little cute overalls and big rosy cheeks to be Benji.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little Dutch boy.
I mean, you could get overalls. Like, they sell them.
Yeah, they do.
You just get deep into overalls.
I've considered it.
They're back. Would you wear them with like one strap undone, like people did in the '90s, in the Belle Biv DeVoe days? Would you get your overalls airbrushed at the mall or the fair, perhaps?
Maybe bedazzled, probably not airbrushed.
Okay, all right. That's if I were to get into overalls, I would want to go full Belle Biv DeVoe on them.
I need to do. I'll be the normal one, and I'll let a new Belle Biv present themselves after I establish overalls as a new fashion trend.
That's smart. Yeah, you are like the trendsetter, and then they come in and flip it.
Yeah,
and
I'll stop wearing them at that point because they're way cooler than me.
Yeah, that's wise. That's wise. Let's see. Chronopunk says every list of best PlayStation 1 games are all role-playing games. What are some great PS1 games? I'm trying to throw some stuff on my emulation setup. Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Sure. I didn't own a PS1, but I have some opinions. Is Metal Gear Solid a role-playing game?
No. Metal Gear Solid's probably one that would be worth checking out if you haven't played it.
Castlevania Symphony
of the Night, perhaps. A hell of a game. I might recommend checking out Syphon Filter, a game that is not great, but his hips go funny when he runs, and that's fun. Wipeout XL has a good soundtrack. I think the problem you run into is though these were often some of the best games in the franchises, a lot of these things have gone forward in time,
right.
or been re-released or whatever. So Metal Gear Solid, is the PS1 original MGS, is that the best way to play that game? I actually don't know.
No, play Twin Snakes.
Yeah, yes, play Twin Snakes finally. No, or what else? What else would be a
Mega Man Legends? Yeah, I like Mega Man Legends.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Yeah, there's a PS1 version of that, right?
Super Puzzle Fighter 2.
Yeah, that game got expensive at one point. I don't know if it still is, but when it hadn't been released anywhere else for the longest time, copies of Puzzle Fighter became a little pricey. What about Ridge Racer? What about R4? Ridge Racer Type 4. I remember that being a really great and deep take on Ridge Racer with a hell of a soundtrack. Some of the chat said Treebot says Klonoa. Klonoa's good. Klonoa's real good. Wipeout XL has a hell of a soundtrack. That'd be fun to take a look at, maybe. Some people talking about Tenchu. Some people talking about Tomba, little Silent Hill.
Tekken 2, Tekken 3.
Yeah, the Tekkens. Street Fighter EX 1 and 2 are awesome games. Yeah, that's probably a solid list. This was an Einhander. Almost said Future Cop LAPD, which I don't think I can co-sign, but sure. Let's see here. Nux asks, "What's your favorite flavor of Gatorade? Do you have a Gator? You got
Light blue, ride or die. I always forget the name of it. Let me look.
I'm always buying a fruit punch.
Most.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to get a Gatorade, I'm always getting some kind of fruit punch because I don't drink Gatorade very often anymore. There was a run there where there were a ton of Gatorade knockoffs out there getting pushed really hard, like All Sport. And there's an ad, I think it had Shaquille O'Neal in it, and they were like, "What is the secret?" And he would go, "All Sport." And I drank some All Sport for a while. I got into G2, which is the low calorie Gatorade.
I was about to say I like me a non-sugar drink a lot, but
the G2 is not doing it for you.
G2s were not doing it for me. Cool Blue is
cool. Okay, yeah, Cool Blue. That makes sense.
I drink a lot. God, I will always associate in my mind Gatorade with drinking at anime conventions, because we would just take bottles of Gatorade, drink a couple sips, and then fill it back up with vodka and walk around the con floor with those so you wouldn't get in trouble for having booze.
Yeah, I feel like that was always the way that girls had to go to the hospital when I was in high school, is because they would do that at school.
Yeah. Or just we definitely had one girl just straight up fill up a water bottle with vodka and drink it throughout the day and have to go to the hospital by fourth period.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
There's no reason to do that. It's irresponsible drinking. It's a sad. People need help. People need help. Let's take another voicemail here.
Hey, 3 a.m. boys. Do you think Mario could beat Tony Soprano in a gang fight?
Do you think Mario could beat
famous Italian plumber?
Could beat Tony Soprano,
famous Italian garbage man,
in a gang fight?
So there's some questions that we need to answer here. What's a gang fight?
Yeah, or I mean, I assume that means you're bringing your gang.
Okay, I'm assuming like you're bringing your gang, but they all like are just there for moral support, and it is a one-on-one fight. But like if all hell breaks out, everyone's gonna start throwing down.
Yeah, and all hell would break. I mean, that's a
sure.
It's a sizable fight, so I think that's the gang strength is probably like gonna come into play here.
Yeah, like who's stronger, Toadsworth or Big Pussy?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Big Pussy on that one.
I'm also gonna agree with you.
Yeah, but I think look, Mario has shown that he can take a lot of damage and get hit with gigantic bullets and just be made small and not dead. Whereas I feel like Tony Soprano has not really shown any such resilience to fireballs or big hammers being thrown at him, or
though he does have some sort of supernatural ability not to spoil anything, but there's some ambiguity to whether or not Tony Soprano is alive. So who knows? Like,
do you think that's what happened? Do you think the lights went out and then Mario ran in there and like,
don't stop believing?
He had the Goomba hat on, so he stealthed his way in there. Just thought, another Goomba coming in here. And then they just, I don't know, they said pasta fajoule at each other and then fought. Is that how that works?
I think what it would come down to is how much prep time they have. I think if it was like, oh, we got to fight right now, Mario has the advantage. I think if they have time to kind of pull in their resources, the Sopranos have it. It also depends where they're fighting. I assume it'd be not the Mushroom Kingdom or New Jersey.
Say like neutral turf. Yeah, Final Destination. No items.
Yeah.
Well, if it's no items, then Tony Soprano, I think, is fucked.
Yeah.
But if he can bring items, then at least he stands a fighting chance. I feel like if this is just a fist fight, or like a hey, what do you got on you fight, like Mario is cleaning up.
I think an X factor could come from Tony Soprano's love of animals. I think he might be able to get Yoshi on his side, actually, and I think that could be a huge win for him.
It's like a charm spell or something like that. He can, he can cast friends. Is Tony Soprano like a magic user? Is he like a level? Is like a wizard?
He has some cantrips at least.
Okay, all right. That gives him something. Now,
Did you see that?
What if they both had fire flowers? Do you think that would work on Tony Soprano? If Tony Soprano got all his hands on a mushroom and then a fire flower, do you think that would work the way that it does on Mario?
I think he would. I think it would work, but I think he wouldn't. Like, he would try and shoot. Like, here's how I imagine going down. Okay, Tony Soprano and Mario are at either side of Final Destination.
Okay, yeah.
And then a fire flower comes down for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tony might grab it first. He's taller than Mario. Mario's a very small man.
Yeah.
So Tony grabs it, and he goes to throw. He goes to, like, shoot Hadouken style a fire, but it just, like, kind of lobs out and bounces. He doesn't know how to control it because it's not like a fireball. It's kind of like a lob.
Yeah, it's almost
bounces.
like a It's more of an SNK style projectile, like the ground is somehow involved.
So like Mario has the mastery of it, and I think that he would win out in that situation.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Did you see that Somebody in the chat said Space Jam, and it made me remember there was like a Space Jam 2 leak.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this? Where it's like it's gonna be like they're gonna be not necessarily the Monstars, but just like the WB universe, which includes The Mask from Jim Carrey's The Mask and Jared Leto from Birds of Prey as the Joker.
That can't happen. We can't allow that to happen as a people. We've been through enough.
Oh God, dude!
Because I feel like this Space Jam 2 stuff
has
been kicking around in various bad forms or the talk of it has been with like LeBron or whatever, like forever, right? But so you're saying not just Looney Tunes and like associated, like it wouldn't be like, hey, we made up some bad guys that fit in the Looney Tunes universe. You're saying like Scorpion and Sub-Zero could be.
Yes. Anyone from the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
You know, the Agent Smith from The Matrix, characters from Clockwork Orange, Mad Max, and Batman.
This has to be like here's an idea we've got about, like, and it could include such things as.
There is a shitty Instagram video you can watch that has Jim Carrey's mask from The Mask.
What do you like new assets they have generated? Like it's leaked real.
Yes.
Fuck. All right. You put it in this Discord. Let me click on it.
I'll put it in the Discord. It's impossible to understand, to hear what's going on.
Okay, so it's footage. This is footage. This is not like a treatment. This is not like. All right, I'm pushing. Well, it's funky. This is real.
Somebody just said this sounds like the ultimate showdown of Destiny.
Was that? Is that the Scat Man? Merged with the Hat Man?
Well, maybe they're in Scatman's paradise.
Oh man, Scatman's world. I would love to visit. This has to be a thing that will not happen, right? That's certainly cooler heads will prevail at some point and say, "Oh, we did a bunch of treatments. We had some ideas, but
everything needs to be an expanded universe now. Movies just can't be a movie. They have to be 100 movies that tie into every other movie, or else Reddit's not going to talk about it."
I guess that makes sense. I mean, you saw they've tried so many times to get the DC universe to be a cinematic universe, and it's shit the bed over and over again. So I could see Warner being like, "Well, take it up a level, I guess." And
who do we got?
Bugs fucking Bunny. That's who we got. And Agent Smith.
Mr. Bunny.
My name is Bugs. My name is Bugs.
Do you think this means that Marvin the Martian could be in Matrix 4?
Yes. In fact, I think it all but guarantees it.
Great.
Because if they have to create a cinematic universe around this stuff, then they have to start tying things in right now. The Matrix is a world that can take place inside of computers. So Scorpion and Sub-Zero will be in the Matrix 4.
Finally.
These hot Warner projects will definitely be in there. I think that's fake. I think someone put that together, and I'm just gonna it looks legit, but in my head it's just too much.
People are very good at faking things these days.
Also, yes, people are incredibly good at faking things these days. But yeah, that's the Kevin the James. That's probably just Kevin James in the chat here says Lego Movie did the WB universe ages ago, right? And yeah, the Lego Movie does kind of pull on a lot of that stuff, but Legos can't be M-rated, or they can't brush up against too much adult type stuff. They don't like the Lego brand to be involved in that sort of thing. Also, Warner doesn't own Lego, so it's a whole thing. So it's a whole thing. That's my explanation.
Hey, here I am, boys. This is John Michael from Florida. So I have a question. With the quarantine being what it is, and social distancing being what it is, I'm kind of find myself in the market for, maybe adopt a cat. Get a cat to chill with. Jeff has cats. They sound delightful. Sound like little troublemakers, but, whatever. Sounds like a good time. Question I have for, I guess, any pet. Okay. So when you go to adopt a cat, they already, have names, this is little Cosmo, Daisy May, or whatever. So, if the cat's young enough, what's your stance on trying to change your cat's name? I don't like that name. I'm going to call the cat something else. That seems rude to me. That cat has a name, and that's the cat's name. And I'm not going to be like, Daisy May, oh, you're Cat Boots now.
Great
Bad name. Goddamn.
I might stick with
But yeah, what do y'all think? Cats and names.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
okay, bye.
Cat Boots is the best you can come up with. You might want to just go with what's on the name tag.
I think it depends if the cat comes when you call it. If it already has a name that it responds to, then, it's an uphill battle. But also, our cat, we call our cat 9 different things, and she doesn't respond to any of them. So we got
them shithead.
And that's not too far off. So we got a cat last year from the shelter, and he had a name, but it was like a temporary. It seemed like they had started calling him Raspberry, and I think it was because he had very stinky farts. That's my guess.
Because that's the thing. If the shelter doesn't know the name of the animal when they if it's a rescue or something, they just give it a name on the spot.
Right. Exactly. And he was a hell of a cat, but we got in over our head with this whole having a baby thing, and the cat we'd hoped that the young cat would help our older cat to be a little more spry and lively, but it turned out that our older cat, she was just being run out of the house or being run off by the kitten, and they did not get along. We tried really hard for months and months and months to solve it, and then the young cat got a little too attacky, a little too violent, I guess I would say. And then when we had the baby, after a couple months of trying to make it work, we ended up bringing the cat back to the shelter, which was hard. Did not feel good. Felt very bad. It's the right thing to do, but it sucked. It fucking sucked. And so, but we had given the cat a name, and I don't know. So that cat is now been paired with another cat, and they're great friends, and they have been adopted again, and are off living their best life from the sound of things. And I don't know if they kept our name, or if they went back to the original name, or if they came up with a whole new name. And I kind of want to know, but it would, yeah. I'm still. It was the right thing to do. I'm still pretty even after a lot of months here, kind of broken up about it, bringing it up. But yeah, there's. I'm glad we called back and found out hey, whatever happened to him, because there was some part of us that was if they can't find a home for him, maybe we can make it work, or all this other stuff, or keep him in the garage, or do this or that, and all this other stuff. And but he had been adopted again, right off the bat, which makes perfect sense. He was an awesome, young, super fun cat that also completely shredded my chest and face and legs, and I was just completely bleeding all the time. And really not a nice cat to my wife also. But yeah, so anyway, long story short, there's definitely a part of like we had no problem giving the cat a new name. And the cat was, only a few months old at that point when we got him. So, but I think if he had been very responsive to the name, we may have, I may have been a little more inclined to stick with it. So I think that's probably the line that I would draw is like, if they respond to the name, if you say the name, they look and they're aware of their name and all this other stuff, then I would probably be inclined to keep it. But yeah, if not, I think, like rename your cat with reckless abandon.
Yeah. Yeah, I know dogs and cats are different, but we went through this when we were adopting our dog. We were like doing research, and it's like, is there a certain age you're not supposed to do it past or whatever? And it generally seemed like, no, you can kind of train a dog to learn a new name relatively quickly. And we didn't have a name picked out or anything for Annie. Ahead of time, but we were like, we're gonna name it. We're just gonna figure out the name once we see it, and it'll come to us.
Totally.
But then we met the dog, and the name just seemed right, and we kept it, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I imagine that's the other thing is like sometimes you just look at an animal and know.
Yeah.
Like a name will just like, no, this is definitely this dog. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Got a couple more voicemails here. Let's get into this. They're both pretty short. Let's get into one right here.
Hey, Ben and Jeff, it's Alice in Los Angeles. I want to say deck building, roguelike, battle royale. Fuck, marry, kill. Thanks.
I thought he was pitching one game because I figure like that. Yeah, no, deck building, roguelike, battle royale. Let's do it.
So there was a thing going around on Twitter yesterday about the rules of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it came down to whether or not you get to fuck the thing that you pick to marry. And my assumption was always yes, but it's a different kind. Like the fuck is a like one night passionate affair, kind of like, like dream, like, like erotic movie kind of like
erotic movie. Yes.
Yeah, like cheesy, like over the top.
Yeah, weird
romance.
It's like weird porno thing versus like love making.
Strictly missionary for baby purposes.
Exactly. We cut a hole in this sheet. We do. Yeah.
But the overwhelming majority of people seem to say like, no, it has to be a celibate marriage.
That's not a thing. What? No. It's never been that.
I know.
It's never ever been that, and that's dumb. You're talking to idiots. It was
like a poll, and it was like 67% to 33%. I was blown away by that because I'm seeing chat had the same reaction I did of like people saying no, that's insane.
That's stupid. That's people on Twitter being dumb.
I agree. So since we're on the same page, it was deck building, roguelite, and what was the third?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Fuck Battle Royale because that seems like with 99 other people in there, you got it. It could be a pretty interesting. Marry roguelike because it's going to be a little bit different every day, and kill deck building because fuck that.
Yeah, no, I am 100% with you on for the exact same reasons, like a hot and heavy battle royale, and a big group grope, yes,
last man standing.
Yeah, you want to do that once just to say you did. It's just like, man, this one time,
we're on this island. Oh
my god, it was the craziest shit. But you
had to be in the circle at the end.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
It was messed up. Yeah, no, that's you don't. But I wouldn't. That's not you don't want that as an everyday thing. I don't. Maybe some people do. Yeah, deck building. No, thank you. No fucking thank you.
I could see the argument for marry because your deck would get stronger over time, like a marriage, but it's not for me.
But you're just drawing it randomly. Well, I guess roguelites can be pretty random. Like, hey, some days marriage is easier than others. Relationships, interpersonal relationships. Some days they can be a little tough. Sometimes they're fine.
Especially if you throw like a major crisis into the mix.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, everyone's very stressed.
Yeah.
Everyone's very stressed. That was reading about that sort of stuff. Like we've been having a pretty okay time here, all told. But hearing about people that are just like, I'm in quarantine and I'm with this person, and I realized this many days in that I can't live with this person anymore. Like those sorts of like relationships ending type stuff. Like, oh geez.
I'm extremely grateful that we had been living together for 4 years at this point.
Yeah. Some dipshit is sending Giant Bomb Callers messages on Discord, and it's making Discord noises for everybody, which is annoying. I'm going to play this last voicemail.
Do it.
Hello. Big fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. Currently binging Shark Tank at 3:40 a.m. in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm wondering if you guys had to come up with an idea for Shark Tank, what would it be?
We did.
This was the Highway Grabber.
Big fan again. Love you guys. Take it easy.
I forgot to unarchive it.
Yeah. The Highway Grabber. It's still fun to say.
Yeah. Has anyone tried pitching the Shark Tank people like a big aquarium?
It's probably, yeah. I don't know. I feel like we've got
fun.
It's the best Shark Tank you've ever seen.
Yeah.
What if it was a Shark Tank themed Shark Tank? And so it was like, it's this big Shark Tank, and then the background on the back wall of it are your favorite personalities from the television show Shark Tank. And like some of the best inventions to go through, or like, hey, maybe it's a Shark Tank that you throw bad invention makers in, and then they get eaten by sharks.
And how much money do you need?
I need $20 million.
All right, deal.
Great.
Let's make this happen.
Great. I'm on it. That's just some back of the envelope math there, but yeah, I've never seen Shark Tank. I don't.
Me neither.
I don't think I would like it. It doesn't sound like a thing I would want to watch. Like Mark Cuban's on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
One of my friends in college, his claim to fame is that Mark Cuban hit on his mom at the gym all the time.
That is a very famous. I lived with someone who told me that John Cena used to hit on her when John Cena was hanging out a lot with her brother, who was a gym like an indie wrestler guy around the North Bay.
Oh, wait, was John Cena from around here?
No, he's from Boston, but he was working out west, I think, when he got discovered. So
okay,
yeah. 3ox says, how about a tank piloted by sharks?
Shark Tank.
Yeah, that would work too.
Why? Sharks don't have arms. What makes them a better pilot than a human?
There's just a bunch of them in there, so like they can use their teeth to just like grab the different controls.
Rows of teeth, so they can really get.
Yeah, they could probably make a.
It's like Steel Battalion, but for a mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of a Kinect, it's all mouth-based controls. Let's see here. Vika Fire says FOV settings. Do you crank that shit all the way up right off the bat? Do you touch FOV settings in a PC game? You do anything with that shit? I almost never touch FOV.
The only game I got really particular about it with was Mordhau, because that one, like, spatial aware, like you have to know exactly how far in front of you somebody is. So I had to tweak that one up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I just go with the standard.
Yeah, I feel like when I tweak it, it ends up making it makes reality look warped. It just doesn't look right anymore, and it seems really broken to me. So I usually don't touch it. That's my story. I think that's gonna do it for us here at the show. That happened after that other show. Jason's gonna come if you're watching live. I think Jason's up next with some hot action.
Hottest action.
The hottest action. Just steaming hot. Yeah, we'll be streaming throughout the week doing our thing. Ben, what you got any hot things you're looking to play, you're looking to stream around?
We're gonna do a little Valorant on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Jan and I are getting back to work. We've been working on a little secret premium show that hopefully people will start seeing in the not too distant future.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I gotta play more of a game that we're gonna do something with next week, and working on. I think I'm gonna review this. I'm gonna review Phantasy Star Online 2, or at least we're gonna do a quick look and show people once and for all what that game actually is, because I finally figured it out. It only took me 50 hours, so I figured, like, well, now I need to produce something that says, here's what this thing actually is. And it's pretty good, but also the money part is weird. I saved you from watching a quick look. It's pretty good. The money part's weird.
I can't wait to see it, though. I do want to watch that quick look, because I've only seen you play like the first part of Phantasy Star 2 multiple times.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yes.
We should maybe look at making some Mario.
Yeah, when this patch hits, I want to take a look at it for sure.
Yeah. Maybe it's a long commitment to say we want to build a whole world, but maybe that's something we can chip away at.
Yeah, I guess so. I wonder, because that means that, like, all the levels have to be made on one Switch.
Yes.
Unless it lets you pull in other people's levels for a world, which would be really cool, but which
also
probably means they didn't do that, because that would be cool. But yeah, we should do something. I want to see how Phanto goes.
Yeah, I'm interested in some of these, like, new enemies. I want to make like a Goomba sneaking mission. I'm excited.
Yeah, that stuff I want to see it in action. I want to see how the tools work, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we should check that out maybe next week or something like that. I think it's out the end of the week. It might not actually be out tomorrow. I thought it might be Friday. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Pulling up my calendar here, taking a look. It's the 20. It's here, 21st here. We need to be here. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll take a look at that Mario thing. Ben, have yourself a great rest of your week.
Hey, you too, Jeff.
And everyone out there, stay sane. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to push these buttons for a while you wave.
Can I use your toilet? Can I use your toilet?